It's hard to believe that the Grand Theft Auto series has been around for about 25 years now, and it's probably because a lot of people don't remember the first two games within the series that came out between 1997 and 1999. I mean, the game was completely different. The first two games really had no story. It looked different in terms of presentation because it was played from an overhead perspective where you were basically trying to earn as much money as you can and get a high score. It's more of an arcade type of a video game back in the late 90s. But from 2001 onwards, Gran Turismo has been one of the more, not Gran Turismo, Grand Theft Auto has been one of the more popular action and adventure games of the 2000s and the teens decade. Just about every Grand Theft Auto game that has come out between 2001 to like 2013 has been a classic. GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA Liberty Stories, and then GTA 5, which is the best-selling game within the entire series. And you look at GTA 5, I think that's the latest game in the series, managed to generate approximately $6 billion in revenue since its release back in 2013 and managed to reach around 160 million copies in sales worldwide across multiple platforms, including the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, if I don't know if Rockstar Games had any type of plans on, taking one particular game within the series and making a film adaptation or a television series, which one should it be? All of them are very popular. And the thing is, people can make the argument for GTA 5, but the thing is, I think it'd be more fun to play the game, whether it be the story or just playing it online. It'd be more fun to play the game than watch a television series. Also, you look at some of the older games like, Vice City from, I believe that came out in 2002. When you think about it, the story for Vice City, or just the way it looked, it was very similar to that of the Scarface movie from 1983. So I guess some people would argue, well, there's no point on really making an adaptation of that particular game. Maybe something like San Andreas or Liberty Stories or what have you. Those would be interesting if, they received film or television, adaptations or what have you. But I'm actually shocked that Grand Theft Auto never really got any type of television or any type of film or cinema like treatment within the past 20 years, because it seems like the series is more popular than it's ever been. There's so many people waiting for the upcoming release of Grand Theft Auto 6, which I believe is supposed to be coming out sometime in 2025 or 2026. I can't really remember, but I believe it's in development, and I think more people would rather see that than they would a television or a film adaptation of an older Grand Theft Auto game. And honestly, for the most part, Rockstar Games is pretty much a video game company. It's not necessarily a entertainment company or anything like that. It's just that the games that they develop are very entertaining, despite how controversial the older installments within the GTA series was back in the 2000s. And that's another issue. If we got a film adaptation or a television series based off of one of the older GTA games, there'd probably be a lot of controversy, despite it being rated M, because a lot of the stuff that was featured in Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and San Andreas. That stuff was very controversial, despite how successful those games were. And I guess retelling those stories in a television series, on the one hand, it'd be cool, but at the same time, they would probably be watered down versions of themselves, because it would have to be acceptable and fitting to how society is right now. Because back in the day, there was a lot of controversial stuff that came out in general, like in the 2000s, and it wasn't as a big deal. That's not the case so much nowadays, because I think nowadays we're more left-leaning and all that stuff as a country, so there are certain things that wouldn't fly today that flied about 15 or 20 years ago. So I don't think that, a Grand Theft Auto film adaptation or television series would be as popular as the video game series. But I do feel that a standalone I guess, television series that has a completely different story would draw intrigue. I don't think it's going to ever happen or anything like that, because it seems like Rockstar Games, they specialize in gaming, and that's basically where their niche is. But yeah, just the idea of a Grand Theft Auto television series sounds awesome in theory, but I'm not exactly sure how it would play out in practice.